As the countdown to Martyrs Day enters its final hours, it's unusual this time as limited pilgrims and worshippers continue to gather at Namugongo Martyrs Shrine to commemorate the Uganda martyrs and honor their sacrifice for their Christian faith. This follows the cancellation of the International and National Martyrs Day prayers following the outbreak of the Ebola, prompting authorities and organizers to scale down this year's commemorations. With Martyrs Day set for tomorrow, we've been following preparations closely to find out what special arrangements have been put in place to enable the faithful to participate in the commemoration. Our coverage begins on the streets leading to Namugongo, where no arrivals of pilgrims were witnessed compared to past years. Along the Cherekakira Road, a route that is traditionally busy with the pilgrims making their way to Namugongo, there were few signs of the usual Martyrs Day activity. The procession of pilgrims, often seen walking in groups, singing, beating drums, as the journey to the shrine was noticeably absent, while traffic continued to flow normally. We proceeded to the only entrance that remained open to the public. At this point, all visitors underwent the required screening procedures, including temperature checks and sanitizing, before being allowed into the premises amidst questioning. Inside the shrine, disinfecting of the premises was part of the preventive measures put in place for the celebrations, as a small number of worshippers, including pilgrims who had already arrived at the shrine, attended the Mass. After the Mass, the Parish Priest of Uganda Martyrs Catholic Parish outlined the arrangements and program for tomorrow's Martyrs Day commemoration.
Tomorrow is the 3rd of June. Normally, in normal circumstances, that's when pilgrims are gathered in Namugongo in big numbers. But this time, there is no national and international celebration in Namugongo. So the pilgrims are not going to gather. We are doing this because we are guided by His Excellency the President of Uganda.
Father Lubega revealed that there will not be national and international prayers as guided by the Episcopal Conference.
There is no national and international celebration in Namugongo. The Episcopal Conference of Uganda further guided that all the faithful should meet in their respective parishes and sub-parishes to pray there. And I invite all the faithful in Uganda and beyond to stay in their parishes and sub-parishes and pray there. This is to avoid contact and the spread of the pandemic.
As an established parish, Namugongo Martyrs Shrine Parish will hold several masses throughout the day.
In Namugongo, we also have a parish with sub-parishes. We shall have services in all the sub-parishes, and the program has been made, which means we don't expect big numbers to gather here at Namugongo. We don't have any national celebration.
However, the lakeside, which serves as the main service area, usually hosting large congregation during Martyrs Day, will remain largely empty this year. We also spoke to some of the pilgrims we encountered at the shrine, many of whom expressed surprise at this year's arrangements.
By this time, this place would be full to capacity. Actually, you don't even know how you reach the church. But today, I even don't know what to say. The place is just free. Even anybody can come and walk as they want and go.
In the past, even if we are parishioners, by now we would have come here already like 3 days ago. The place would be crowded, but because of the Ebola, we are just like this, whereby the President has directed us to be like this to avoid the transmission of Ebola.
So here it is not like the usual times, those days when we would come and people are many, and by this time entering here was always a tug of war. Even when I'm a parishioner, I had to sleep here 3 days prior to the Martyrs Day. But today there are no people. Even as you come in, security is tight. They take the temperature.
However, some of the pilgrims expressed confidence and hope, saying they believe in the intercession of the Uganda martyrs during this period of the Ebola outbreak. Outside the shrine, the atmosphere was noticeably subdued, with the business activity far quieter than what is typically seen during Martyrs' Day preparations.
Food is in very high gear, always. Everybody, the traders, the music, everything. People would now be, even the roads from Chireka now would be full to capacity, closed already by yesterday, that cars cannot pass.
We've learned that a series of masses will be celebrated throughout the day, beginning at 6:30 a.m. and continuing into the evening. Each service will be limited to a maximum of 400 faithful, despite the church having a much larger seating capacity. I'm Njuko and Stephen Kalisia for UBC.